I'm gonna probably get really red during this because it's embarrassing.
So I was with my then boyfriend and my best friend and her husband, and we traveled to Morocco together. Then my then boyfriend got sick. So he decided that he was just gonna chill in the room for the day and try and like get over this random bug that he had. Me and Christina, my best friend, and her husband Ben were like, okay, well, we're just gonna like go out and go shopping. We really wanted to get one of those Moroccan wedding blankets. We're like, we'll just be like an hour or two, we'll be right back. Left him with like a little bit of water. So the rooms at the riad, you locked them with like an actual padlock from the outside. So that's like when you left for the day, that's like what you did. And then you could also lock them from the inside. I think I thought I was like locking him in like to be safe, but like I didn't think about the fact that he wouldn't be able to get out. So I locked him in the room. It was fine for a little because he was sleeping. There's AC in the room. So he was just like passed out. But then he woke up like an hour or two later. We weren't back. And this was 2014. So like we had cell phones, but when you traveled, it wasn't like the norm to turn your data on because it was much more expensive, and there were not phones in the room. He waited for a while, he like finished the water that I left for him, and then me and Christina and Ben ended up like shopping for a lot longer than we initially planned, and then we got back to the riad and there's this beautiful pool and it's hot out, so we're like, let's just put our feet in the pool and chill for a little. And then this other couple came also to the pool of the riad and started talking to us. We ended up talking with them until 1 o'clock in the morning and Chris was locked in the room the entire time. And the worst part is he could hear us downstairs like laughing and talking, but we couldn't hear him. So he was like ready to murder me when I got back to the room. He didn't have food, he had run out of water, he was just like trapped in this room. But apparently he was like knocking on the door and like kind of trying to yell to get our attention, and we never heard a thing. He was texting us because he had Wi-Fi in the room, so like his phone worked, but I didn't have it out with me. I mean, he survived. He was fine. And then actually the next morning, he was not sick anymore. Like it was like a 24-hour bug, and so then he was fine after that. So maybe being locked in the room helped cure him. But he still married me, so he forgave me.
5 years ago, I was with my boyfriend, and we were together for about 2 years, and his birthday was coming up. I had planned a weekend for us to go away in Canada. So I had saved up money for like months to do like the rental car because we were gonna drive up. I remember I had gotten like a really great deal on a hotel, and I was like so excited because it was saving me a lot of money. We drive up and we get to the hotel and he goes to park the car, and I was like, all right, let me go like check us in, because I had gotten like a bottle of champagne and stuff like that to like celebrate. And so I get up to the hotel and I tell them my name, and I'm so excited, and they're like, we can't find a reservation. And I was like, well, that's weird. I was like, all right, maybe my last name has a space. So I was like, all right, maybe it's the space or whatever. So I give them my ID, still can't find the reservation. So I got pissed and I started saying like, what are you talking about? Like, how can you not find the reservation? I'm showing them, you know, these are the dates. I booked it months ago. Like they look at the email, they're like, yeah, you booked it, but that was for last weekend. I was like, oh no. So I basically had just taken hundreds of dollars and set them on fire. Because now the hotel wasn't gonna work with me, because they were like, this screaming lady, we're not gonna help you, we're not gonna do anything different. I get a text from my boyfriend at the time saying like, hey, can't find a spot, looking in another parking lot, whatever. And I'm like, all right, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do right now. So I wound up paying full price for the right weekend, and I just booked it on my credit card before my boyfriend even found out. And so it wound up being like almost $1,000, and I don't think I ever even told him. I think I just made it seem like, yeah, we're good, everything's fine. Ever since then, I check everything about 4 different times. I add it into my calendar, I make sure that everything lines up, I keep a planner, just because I'm so scared that this is gonna happen again.
3 years ago, I went to Europe for the first time. I went to Paris with my friend. I was single at the time. I really wanted to meet a French man because duh, like of course, that accent. I hopped on Grindr like one does, and I found a gentleman who was willing to rendezvous with me. This so happened to be in the dead of night. I went to this gentleman's apartment. He seemed perfectly nice, but there was definitely a language barrier there. I also learned when I got there that all of his roommates were home and asleep. He was like, we just have to stay in the living room and we have to stay completely quiet and we can't turn any lights on. And I was like, okay, yeah, I guess that's what we're doing. Guess we gotta make that work. Kind of figuring things out in the dark. It was very quick. And then I was like, well, I guess we're done now. So I'm gonna leave. He didn't really feel like walking me out, so I went on my merry way. I got down to the lobby and I was ready to push on the door to exit to the street, and the door wouldn't open. That's weird. Try again. I'm like pulling it and pushing it. I'm so close to being outside, but I'm not able to get there. And then I turn back around and I try to get back up to the apartment through the other door of the lobby, and that one is locked too. So I'm trapped in the foyer. I'm like, oh, this is how I die. I'm in a foreign country. My phone is like not really gonna work that well. All of my friends are asleep. I looked around the whole lobby. I found a button on the opposite wall, and I was like, I guess I can try this. I go over there and I push the button, and that's what releases the door. And I'm like, this is not up to fire code safety. So I finally get out, and then at this point, it's 2 a.m. There's like drunk French people everywhere being kind of rowdy. I get home to my bed safely, and I live to tell the tale. I got my wish. I got to rendezvous with a French man. It did not go down exactly how I pictured. But that's life. That's just life for you.